What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back again with another pick up video. It's not a fucking away. Comic wise, it's still a nice, healthy sort of selection, but not as many. I'm missing some comics only because Diamond UK are as useful as a fucking chocolate teapot. Or a fart in a hurricane. It's they've sort of I'm missing, if you're doing it as individual books, 3 books. If you're doing it as covers, I am missing, what's that, the math now, shit, 8 books. It's, and that's what, they're the books I'm missing from Diamonds. But I want anyone else in the UK that's missing books because of Diamond UK. It's annoying because the books I'm missing are independent titles. They're being not arriving, being delayed, or as of yesterday, we are Thursday. As of yesterday, Doll Parts on number 4 is meant to come out. That's people in America are getting it, fucking wankers. People that like me who genuinely want it, I've ordered 4 covers by Jamie from New Dawn. I feel bad for him because that's a fucking sale he's missing out on. Diamond UK being fucking cunts, basically. That's my rant. That's my little rant of the video. Oh, don't remember. So I do have the comics that have arrived. It's apart from one DC, one Dynamite, sorry, but it's an old Dynamite. I think I have seen this my pick up in my CGC video. I think the video comes out I think tomorrow. I talked about it briefly, but it's more hidden sort of thing. But yeah, that's an old book, so I don't count as a new book. The one DC, an Ashcan. Strangely an independent one. I know this book's a Marvel, but yeah, the Ashcan is my first Ashcan. It's so new. I mean, last Friday when I picked up the rest of my CGC, Jamie had 2 Ashcans. Jamie of New Dawn Comics. One he had for another customer. It's I think Silverhawk. I think. And yeah, this one. Because he knew I was the only person that, as far as I know, the only person in his store that orders this character, he was like, you can have it. Which I'm quite glad because Paul at New Dawn Comics messaged me the day before. So I got this in, going for a certain amount of price on eBay, £8. I was humming and hawing, I was working out budgets and things like that. I said to him, I'll let you know at latest next day, which was the day I put up my CGC, and lucky enough, Jamie gave it to me for free. So I said to Paul, like, I got it for free, so thank you for that, thank you. So I do have some DVDs. I got one Arrow Blu-ray, which is a classic sort of film I've not seen. A lot of people rave on about it. Classic, like sort of horror suspense films. I can now finally watch it. So from what I've seen, it looks good. It looks like a bit of me. 2 films that I had the third one. I had the third one physical. I'm doing that today. Watched it. Watched number 1 on Prime, but annoyingly number 2 you had to pay for, like rent. But I was like, so what's number 1 was the lights. But I knew I needed 1 and 2 on DVD anyway, so I bought them anyway. So now I rewatched the whole trilogy. And 1 box set, which I thought was Terry Short Find, which is a classic British comedy. I got it at a decent price. So, start off with the DVDs. So the Blu-ray Arrow Blu-ray. One thing I will say about the Arrow Blu-rays, which I personally like, you get reversible cover, so you get a sort of choice of what art you want. The main art that they emphasise is what I like the most. That's Carrie. Like I said, I've not actually seen this. It's like 76, I want to say. Yeah, 76. Not actually seen this. I know a lot of people who love this genre of films do hold it in quite high regard, especially the prom scene. But yeah, it's a film I knew I wanted in my collection anyway. I don't think this was overly expensive. So, and from what I'm learning, if given the choice of a Blu-ray or the Arrow version or a film, more than not, the Arrow version is the better one. You get more on it. So, apparently, it's restored in 4K from visual negative. So, I'll binge watch. I'll sit down and watch that. The two films that yeah, and that is Return of the Living Dead 1, which I love. Love number 3, if I'm being honest, I know. Number 1 and number 2. And like I said, this I don't know if you can still watch it on Prime. Was on Prime. This one is by Red, and I think number 3 won't on now. Don't Prime run it though. It's probably changed now. With number 1, the main scene I see is it's one of the sort of metal birds, or like the strip naked and dance sort of thing. That's the main thing I see. I would say strangely, but for me it's not. Number 2, I don't know, nothing. I've not heard. If I hear anyone talk about Return of the Living Dead, it's either 1 or at worst case 3. Very rarely number 2. So if you've seen number 2, let me know your thoughts. Well, how does it compare to 1 and 3? And the box set, it was like, it's not overly expensive, but I still do it cheaper than CX by like half price, probably a little bit more. It's all 9 seasons. Initially I had season 1 and 2, but I've now got all 9 seasons, all 57 episodes of Heidi High. I don't know if it's the Britishness in me, but I love Heidi High because of the holiday camp aspect. Obviously, being British, I think for a lot of people, a holiday camp, like a Pontins or Butlins, especially Pontins for me, it's very sort of part of one, I think, DNA, I think. So I think saying like this, especially if you had any form of sort of caravan or caravan holiday or sort of chalet holiday in your lifetime, I do think you will have. I think you will enjoy this a little bit, sort of thing. Or I think if you're over a certain age, quite a lot. So I do love Heidi High. I do think personally, personal preference, personal opinion, I do think in the grand scheme of things of British comedy, when you think of like Blackadder, Bottom, Only Fools and All Seas, 40 Towers and like that, I do think Heidi High is personally underrated in the British comedy sphere. Let me know if you think differently, or let me know what you think is a British comedy that's underrated. So, comics. I'm going to save the signed trade paperback to last because I am very happy about it. I'm fucking ecstatic. And I got it for a fucking steal of a deal. I'll explain what I mean in a minute. I'll do my little Ashcan. This was meant to have been done by the Ashcan on sale on the 19th of March. My episode of this week. So, but it's Red Sonja attacks Mars. There was a series of a couple of years ago called Mars Attacks Red Sonja. So this is like the carry on from that. I've looked inside. Yeah, I love the art. The artwork's fantastic. I love it. And the Strange Town of Red Sonja book with no cosplay covers. So it was this. There's another series coming out, I think, soon, or in a couple of months, has no cosplay covers. It's very strange. It's very eerie. But is that the Lonely DC book with Muscle Mummy on it? Powdell. This was the only variant New Dawn had. I don't believe that many for this issue this week. And I think it was the one at the variants I saw the one I liked, so I'm like, okay, I'll get it. I think number 9. I'm still enjoying this. I love the character of Phoenix, so I will. Magic number 3. Loving this series. I just wish I'm able to find the original volume 1 for issue 1. Still with it, but I got the beautiful Jenny Frison. I feel like, me personally, I feel like if you're ordering books, especially either at LCS or online, ideally you guys at LCS, if you see a Jenny Frison or David Nakamura cover, rule of thumb is going to be a solid cover, in my opinion. This one is the artist, but I literally emailed Jamie the morning this came out, which was last week. I said to him, can you put this issue aside for me? And I think he only had one, which thanks for I actually emailed him about it, because firstly it's a beautiful cover, generally speaking, but I think it's definitely personally, I think apart from the art journal for issue 1, this is probably same tier, if not better than that one, and that's Charlotte number 5. Personally, I know we all have different preferences of artwork and shit like that, but personally, this one, Exceptional X-Men number 5. As it stands, I am still enjoying the X-Men titles. Personally, my mate Matthew has, because I'm talking about him, jumped onto picking up. I think he's doing Uncanny and the normal X-Men. He's not doing Exceptional for whatever reason, but it's the fact that he's now picking them up because of me. It's a win for me, but it's a win for LCS's. And talk about Uncanny X-Men and Bishop is normal X-Men. This one was I think my favourite for the issue, which nothing I was able to guess it. And this is the Gambit cover of the Uncanny X-Men. This one I initially felt bad for Matthew. Because I thought this. I picked this up when I picked up my CGC, and they had one issue, one cover. I picked it up, but last Monday after I found one at another store for him, which he's getting, so it's not too bad. And that's his X-Men number 13. We're still on it. Number 24 of the Avengers. I'm still enjoying this run enough to pick it up. It's not making me hate it. It's more, for me, it's more coasting story. It's more, I think it's waiting until something major happens, but it's Avengers. It's current Avengers run. So, talking about Avengers, issue 5 of West Coast Avengers. There was 2 sort of side books I was picking up. I say side books. There's 2 books picking up. This I wasn't picking up, and I did start picking up Rogue Savage Lands. Went to the LCS yesterday to pick up books, which again I got 3 books yesterday, which pissed me right off. One of them was Rogue Savage Lands. Um, did happen on the shelf. Lizzie did so. Tell you an issue at covering issue 1. It will take about 2 weeks. First, at Diamond's Night, they're as useful as me eating salads, which I don't eat salads, so shows how useful they are. And I'm like, I said to Lizzie, don't bother. If it was a week, I'll tolerate it. I'm not enjoying the story enough to carry it on to wait 2 weeks for an issue. I'll just end it now. I said if it was a week, then that's a bit more acceptable. But I'm not enjoying the story enough to warrant a 2 week wait, personally. So it's 5 issues run. But again, it's like I'm not in. If I was like, fuck, I can't wait for the next issue. I need it now, but I'll fucking order it. But I'm not. So these next 2 books I picked up. I picked up my last few slabs from Jamie. Because I spent like 120 quid. He was like, just on my slabs. He was like, have them. So this is the first nice key issue. This for 70. Would have been 70p, but I'm afraid. It's the first team appearance of X-Force, but it's New Mutants 100. So it's. I have skimmed through this. I do love this old school art. So there's that, and this one I think periodically it's not. It's a one I've got some issues of, but it's not the one that I'm like, oh, I need to complete sort of thing. And that is X Factor, so number 66. Because I think I was giving some to my sister. Because I think her, like my nephew's girlfriend's brother or something, had some comics they were going to get rid of, but because my sister knows I'm the nerd of the family, she says, oh, Bill will have them. It's, yeah. Second to last book, which is, let's think about it. This is an indie title. So this shows how fucked up. I totally forgot about this one actually. Totally shows how sort of backwards Diamond is. Because again, I am missing. Again, if doing it as individual titles, 3 independent titles. Right. I don't mind saying that. It's double parts. This year's Penthouse #1 and a Crossplay Vampirella. That's really annoying. But what pisses me off, this is a cosplay Vampirella. I am missing a Vampirella cosplay for the last one of Vampirella. So they haven't sent out that yet, but they're able to send this out. Sort your shit out, Diamond. Sort your shit out. I don't understand if Dynamite didn't send you out any, didn't give you any to ship out, or there's damages, you thought, okay, wait till a new ship would come in, then we send them out, but nothing. Thank you, mate. But I do love these Vampire stuff, so. Now. And let's end on a high note. Let's end on some positivity, right? So recently I've been re-watching The Comic Book Man on Amazon Prime. People that know me know I love Kevin Smith. So I'm re-watching it, and season 2, which in my mind is now officially season 1, because the official season's the one you can't do it on Prime or Freevee for some reason. They done an episode where they pitched so Brian Johnson, Walt Flanagan, Ming Chen, and Mike Zapsik pitched a book to Dynamite. Well, they sort of started talking about it. Then there was a point where, you know what, we pitched it to Dynamite because they're a Jersey brand. We pitched it to someone local. Ming and Mike created some of the monsters. Brian Johnson done the writing, which I've read the first 2 issues. I'll talk about in a minute, and Walt done the art. The writing, the best way I can describe it is if you can think of an acid-fueled metal song about cryptids and they put it in the comic book. It's the only way I can describe it. It's very out there, but in my opinion, a good way. And if you remember Comic Book Men, you know what book I'm talking about. I'll take out the sleeve, and that is got the trade paperback, but I think I'm doing a deal for the singles with my mate Matt for some books. But this is Cryptozoic Man. The art is fucking mental. You think, oh, that's cool, that's nice, that's sort of a bit different. The thing that, so the story behind this was the bloke had it up for 65. I think, ooh, that's expensive for a trade paperback, but the reason behind it. But then Matthew's contacts got it down to 50. The bloke was reluctant, because he was like, oh, it's fucking a trade paperback, this, that, and the other sort of thing. And it's also, which makes it even better, signs by Mike Ming, Walt, and Brian. And there's a little sketch in there. He was like, oh, it's all this is this and that, it's on 65. It went, it's not worth 65. The bloke was saying. And the bloke was saying, you've had it on there for 8 months. If it was truly worth that price, it would have sold months ago. So he got it down to 50. Then the bloke left a note towards the person the book was intended for, saying, pretty much for me, a bitch. But the way I look at it is, if it was truly worth the price you were asking for, it would have sold months ago. So, but the price I've got into it, thanks to trading and doing deals with Matt. So, I had 4 books, which I paid nothing for. 3 of them were gifted to me. 1 was a free comic book day book. So technically, got nothing into them. I read them, so it's not like I'm sort of giving away things I've not read sort of thing. So I've done that. See, my mate actually went, okay, it's gone from 50 to, I think he said, 50, so like 10, I think he worked out to. I was like, okay, if you want, next time we go to New Dole, let's pick me up, tennis worth of books. I was like, okay. The week we've done that, he says to me, these are the 2 books I want. I was like, okay. Because I had £10 off at New Dawn, I pretty much used that for his books. So again, thanks to that, I didn't pay for his books. So I got a trade that is signed by Brian Johnson, Walt Flanagan, Ming Chin, and Mike Zapsik, with a little sketch, and a fairly uncommon book to find. I've got into it fuck all financially. I class that as a fucking win. And we are doing another trade for the single issues. I've got money into these books I'm trading him, but not a lot. So really, between getting the single issues and the trade, I'm going to have 15 quid in overall both. So I'm classing that, personally, as a fucking win. So, yeah, I've learned, so I was talking ages ago, trade up. There's a little bit of hair sort of flicks out. No, that's going to irritate me. And thanks to me doing that and timing, got a trade payback for free. And the signs and things like that. And it has a trade payback, fucking hell. The trade payback I'm enjoying. So, it's a win. End of the high note on this video. I've moaned enough on the end of the high note. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Sorry for the fucking rant. I do apologise. But I feel like every now and then you need to sort of get some stuff off your chest. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, ciao for now, guys. See what you say.